Hello, my future forward thinkers. The next generation trailblazers, and yes, even the soon-to-be AI-displaced workforce. But let's not worry about that just yet. Today, we're tackling a question that's been haunting guidance counselors and career advisors for decades. How exactly do you train for a job that doesn't even exist yet? Good question. Let's start with the future. You know, that mystical place where we all have flying cars, robot butlers, and no clue what we're supposed to be doing for a living. It's the place your teachers, parents, and the occasional TED Talk speaker keep telling you to prepare for. Here's the fun part. They have no idea what they're talking about. Because, as it turns out, most of the jobs you're going to apply for in the next 20 years don't even exist yet. So how do you prepare for that? It's easy. By training for everything and nothing at the same time. First up, adaptability. Think of it as your Swiss Army knife of skills. In the future, you won't be training for a single career, but rather for a series of careers, most of which will seem to come out of nowhere. Remember the good old days when you could just get a degree in something like accounting and stay put for 40 years? Yeah, neither do I. In the future, the only thing that will stay the same is change. So, adaptability is your new best friend. Learn how to learn, because just when you think you've mastered quantum blockchain ecosystem developer, something newer and more complicated will pop up, probably called neurocryptographic reality design. Next, lifelong learning. The eternal student. But I'm not talking about just sitting in classrooms until you're 90. I mean continuous, relentless learning. In the future, education will be less about what you know and more about how fast you can pick up the latest trend. Today's hot skill? Probably coding in Python. Tomorrow? Well, who knows? But it might involve some bizarre mix of AI, neuroscience, and holographic farming techniques. Point is, don't get too comfortable. Always be learning. The good news? Online courses and YouTube tutorials will still be there to save the day. Now, let's talk cross-disciplinary skills. You know, those skills that make you a renaissance person in a world where specializing is, well, old news. The future doesn't want you to just be a software engineer. No, it wants you to be a software engineer who's also fluent in ancient Greek, understands quantum physics, and can bake a mean souffle. The point here is that the future job market will be a weird mix of everything. The more skills you have across different fields, the more valuable you'll be. It's not enough to be good at one thing. You've got to be good at many things and be able to combine them in ways that nobody else can. Now, let's address the AI elephant in the room. Yes, AI will probably steal a few of your jobs. Sorry. But here's the good news. AI might be able to automate tasks, but it's still terrible at anything that requires, well, being human. So, what's the trick? Don't fight AI. Learn to use it. Train yourself to work with AI, not against it. Understand how it works, sure, but more importantly, focus on the human skills that machines just can't replace. Creativity, emotional intelligence, and for now, not burning the toast. Let's talk about the future's favorite buzzword, entrepreneurship. But not just any kind of entrepreneurship. Real entrepreneurship. Because in the future, the most valuable skill you can have is the ability to spot chaos and turn it into opportunity. That's right. The jobs of tomorrow will go to those who can think like entrepreneurs, even if they never ever start a company. You'll need to train your brain to see patterns where others see only confusion. Combine old knowledge with new technology and voila! You've just invented something nobody knew they needed but now can't live without. Like, I don't know, AI-powered digital pets that help with meditation? Why not? Now, brace yourselves. We're going to talk about failure. In fact, failure will probably be your most consistent experience. But here's the thing. In a world that changes every 5 minutes, the ability to bounce back from failure is the real superpower. You might pivot through 5, 6, or even 12 career paths before you land on something that actually works. But that's okay. In fact, that's the future. Adapt, fail, learn, repeat. It's basically the new 4-step career plan. So, what are these magical future jobs we're preparing for? The truth is, no one really knows. But let's throw some wild predictions out there, shall we? Virtual reality experience designer, AI ethics consultant, quantum data analyst, personalized digital wellness coach, interplanetary supply chain manager, and of course, professional meme curator. Sounds exciting, right? But the truth is, by the time you're ready to apply for one of these jobs, they'll probably have already evolved into something else. That's why the key isn't knowing the exact job title, it's being ready to adapt to whatever weird and wonderful careers the future throws at you. So, how do you train for jobs that don't exist yet? Well, you don't. You train to be adaptable, curious, creative, and resilient. You learn how to learn, embrace failure, and stay flexible enough to pivot into whatever the future holds. Because in the end, the most important job skill isn't knowing what's coming, it's being ready for anything. Let me wish you the best, future workforce. You're going to need it. And if all else fails, maybe just become a TikTok star. The algorithms seem to love that.